there was a big sequence that she's in much more than, it's not like she was in one scene that we cut out, but there was a major sequence in which her character can save the day by replacing Kitty, who's at that table, keeping Logan linked to the past, and she's dying. And so Bobby tells them, hey, Rogue has been being experimented on for the last 10 years in this place, and I'm just going to tell you about it right now out of the blue. But they go, okay, so it gives old Xavier and old Magneto something to go do, and so they rescue Rogue in the future and bring her back to that room, and she replaces Anna Paquin for the rest of the film. She's at the table, keeping Logan in the past. And so the problem is this rescue sequence. It was an okay sequence, but it was long. And what happened is the story in the past, which is the thread of the movie, they have a realization that Rogue is going to be in Washington, and we got to go there. And then we go to the future and have this long rescue sequence. And so by the time we came back to the past, and they're in Washington, you're like, what are we doing here? What's the story? It really diluted the drive of the narrative in the past. And there was only, unfortunately, one place we could put that rescue sequence, and it just diminished the sense of urgency so we just took it out. But taking that out meant we had to go reshoot everything where Anna Paquin had been in that room and put Kitty back at the table. The problem was that Bobby, in the rescue sequence, dies. So now he's now in that room, and so I'm like, well, how do I get rid of Bobby now? And I can't send him outside because all that's been prevised and shot, and it'll be a nuclear explosion to send him out there with the other mutants. And yet he can't be in that room when the Sentinels finally come in the end, this poetic slow-mo thing, because he just frees them. So I had to figure out, how do I get rid of him? And so had him go to a previs with the previs department shots where he goes to the door and eats it over there, so then he's out of the way. So it became a very very complicated surgical reshoot where we went in and just shot the shots where Kitty used to be on the floor and Anna was at the table. Now we put Kitty back at the table, and so anyway, so there's also was also some other scenes that she was in that we had to get rid of because we got rid of that sequence. So it was a very complicated thing, and it was strictly for pacing and story clarity reasons that we had to make that sacrifice. And it was a big sacrifice because the disappointing thing is, like Simon said, it gave the old guys in the future something to go do. So